A guy who graduated from Harvard and can't get along in the real world. He can't function. He's almost like an idiot savant. And yet you got some street guy that grew up that didn't graduate high school that's a multimillionaire and owns a trucking company.
You know, I know manual workers who are, I think, smarter than the people in the faculty clubs and solve harder problems.
They're just happy having their 9-to-5 job. The kids jump on them when they come home. Like I said, they eat a plate of pasta. Sunday they get along with their family. I don't think they're dumb guys. I just think maybe they're the smart ones that know what they want out of life.
Probably from the beginning of recorded time, people made themselves look smart by calling other people dumb. But few things make us feel smarter than distancing ourselves from cavemen. In urban human circles, a monobrow immediately denotes lower intelligence.
What was it like to wear those kind of eyebrows?
It was like, I don't understand the question. You stick them in and you go to work.
I guess, how did it make you feel? Did you feel more intelligent or less intelligent?
No, it didn't make me feel more intelligent. It made me feel more hairy. But I don't know. You're welcome to try it. Maybe it'll make you feel more.
Yes, I will.
I used to have one eyebrow. I was stupid enough to go through the pain of plugging them, and of course now I needed them.
The rise of the internet heralded a grand new age of new media, new technology, and new intelligence. The low-cost, high-access internet is going to cause an explosion of information and officially empower intelligence.
Decline of the information age. I think people want stupid media as a break from all this information influx that they're getting. You're just like bombarded with so much information anyway, so you don't really want to know about important things anymore. You just want to see, slapstick. You want to see some tits and ass. You want to see some slapping. You want to see some people hurting each other on TV. You just want it, and we're giving it to them because it's just getting easier and easier to make stuff. And it's also, on the other end of it, is that there's just so many avenues for immediate release of information. And when you're all about immediacy, you run out of things to say. And when you run out of things to say, you just say the stupidest things.
Is the internet a virtual lowest common denominator? If our culture is hooked on stupidity, and if stupidity can be dangerous, should we be worried that there is hardly any research on this subject? Surprisingly, there are few books. All the academic texts ever written on the subject could barely fill half a shelf.
Up until now, there's been almost no study by serious academicians on stupidity. Most of the books that have been written, and there are only about 7 or 8, are really anecdotal books. They just really give you a whole string of examples of stupid behavior. And they're interesting books, they're amusing, they're fun to read. But everybody knows there's a lot of stupidity. That's nothing new. And when you read all those books, you don't come out really having learned anything other than they're more stupid people than you realize.
I've never found anyone who had a decent definition of intelligence or stupidity. We don't really know what it is, but it's there. We're scared of it. I mean, is there any systematic study of stupidity, or has there ever been? Not that I know of.
Well, I had a great deal of trouble getting the book published because publishers just wouldn't touch it. 20 years ago, stupidity was an absolute taboo topic. It just was not popular at all. I liken it to diarrhea today. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's something you have to live with, but nobody would analyze it or have anything to do with it.
The other thing is it's scary, because we are all a little bit stupid, and we don't particularly want to admit it.
According to Marx already, stupidity was third in terms of world historical determining forces. First, as we of course know, there was capital that determined world events and world history. Then there was violence, and stupidity comes in third as being absolutely crucial and determinant in the shaping and contouring of world events.
You don't see too many books on the serious psychology bookshelves that have to do with stupidity. And I think part of the problem is anytime you study something negative, it gets stigmatized. And somehow people worry about kind of a contagion.
What, you think you're so smart that you can see a distance or establish a distance between yourself and stupidity? Or are you so stupid that you don't even know you're stupid?
I've always felt that people will choose to be stupid, a little bit stupid at least, out of fear. They're afraid that the truth, the intelligent truth, would be so depressing and would be so hopeless that they'd rather not hear it or see it or find out about it.
It's a lot easier to be stupid in the U.S. than it is to be smart and stand up and be accused of not being for freedom, not being patriotic, and not feeling sorry for the victims of September 11th.
As long as we don't know what stupidity is, how can we know what knowledge is? We are very stupid. Einstein said that the universe and stupidity are infinite, but he's not so sure about, he says, Einstein says that the universe and stupidity are limited, but he's not so sure about
No academic research, few books, and no emergency government inquiries into stupidity. With a modern kind of energy, stupidity has gone from a taboo topic to prime time entertainment. We're living in the lowest common denominator's paradise. TV shows are competing to see which is the stupidest. And of course, the most primal concept wins. Is it possible that stupidity is not just the absence of intelligence, but a force of its own?
I do think that we are becoming stupider and stupider when it comes to dating. I mean, if you look at, some of the reality shows on television and watch people going out on dates, it's absolutely astounding. There was that stupid book, The Rules. It basically told women to be stupid. Wow. Make sure that he feels smarter. That's amazing. More interesting. Really? Because, otherwise you're going to intimidate him.
Part of it is our silly pandering to the youth. Youth, as anyone with any intelligence knows, are not the smartest people. That's why they're young. They haven't learned as much. Other societies don't even have to be reminded of these things. It's just part and parcel of it that you venerate the older people because they're wiser. Duh.
Programming that tries to appeal to the lowest common denominator, that's simplistic.
Are you dumb? Brain.
Lowest moments is often effective in bringing more audience to the set.
Sex and violence.
It's an angel. They have these intense research screenings, so if this person doesn't like this and this person doesn't like that, and don't offend that group, and don't say this, and don't do that, and don't do this.
In other words, we are being spoon-fed baby food.
Many people accuse the world's greatest film industry, Hollywood, of deliberately dumbing people down by appealing to the laziest, dumbest responses in all of us.
Perfect bodies making perfect love in a perfect world.
There are two ways in which Hollywood infantilizes the population. One is by only feeding us a diet of children's stories. But another way is by so controlling the publicity and distribution of art in general. Their power is so great that they manage to squeeze out most other forms of art.
Obviously, there's a real seduction to stupidity. I guess it's the unwritten truth. That's what Hollywood actors in particular are ideally supposed to be, are blank slates. The majority of them have never finished high school, including people you would think, considering their image, would have, like people like Uma Thurman, never finished high school. She has a academic father, but there you are. It's mostly they're discovered, like Keanu Reeves, people like that. It's why part of the time they sort of foster a fake kind of book learning. It's why you'll find them in Vanity Fair and the thing Celebrity Bookshelf, what am I reading now?